generational wealth, right? Now, you know that I use the Bible for reference points for us to do what we need to do, okay? And today, in this reference, we'll use Deuteronomy 8 and 18. And it states, God is the one who gives us the power to get wealth. Remember, son, for the Lord is the one who gives you the power to get wealth, right? And so in that process, we must be mindful in our journey to know what that's about. I made a video that I'm gonna post up here with you guys later. And in that video, it talks about before you can be wealthy, you gotta be rich. And before you can be rich, you gotta get into the rich mindset. You gotta have the rich mindset. And so I want to focus on the mindset here. The mindset is very important to have. Once you have that solidified mindset, things will always work in your favor. That means it doesn't matter what's going on around you. The world can be shitting unicorns. But if your mindset is good, you're going to see opportunity in it all. When the market pulls back, it's the mindset to have. Now, something that's a part of the rich mindset that the poor mindset have, and the opposite side of things, is the rich mindset has patience, right? Patience. The poor mindset wants to go real fast and rip and run and whatever. When I use these principles that we're referring to, we're specifically focusing on the stock market. As you guys begin trading in the beginning, you're going to get into the market and you're going to say, hey, I see this trade, let me get in. I know it's going to go from here to here. Well, you got to have patience because patience, one, will allow you to analyze the market properly. So let's rewind. What should you do in regards to analyzing? First, make sure the thing that you're investing in has strong fundamentals. Okay. Then, after having strong fundamentals, you want to make sure that it shows in its financial sheet that it has continuous growth. And then, after it has continuous growth, then we go to the charts and we see what's going on today, for the week, for the month, and for the quarter. Then, after that, we go into the chart last, right? So we did fundamental, we did sentimental, and now we're doing technical. We go to the chart and we start at the 1 month time frame, we go to the weekly time frame, and then we go to the daily time frame. You chart out your company that you're wanting to invest in. It's good to make sure that it's not candlesticks first, that it's lines. We put things in the proper position to find our support and resistance. And then after we do that, we can go back to the candlestick, the Heiken Ashley, or whatever you decide to use, and then use entry points from the 1 day to the 4 hour time frame. And we're looking for those. The reason why I like to do big time frames is because we're dealing with big money. Number one, again, our account has 135,000 that we're doing for one of our clients to make sure that we build that up. And so, and when I say client, I mean this is for the challenge that we have for you guys that we're posting. And so it was at 100,000. We got it up to 135,000, which of course shows a $35,000 or 35% increase so far. And so we did trades. And so now that the market's pulled back, we're looking to see where our next entry points are. Today is going to solidify if this is an inner leg W or if this is the final leg for the complete extension to the upside. Okay. If we look at the market, we see in April, you have last year, December, January, February, March, April here at the bottom. And then it had to create another bottom. Boom, we enter here. And then from April 8th, it went all the way up, all the way to October. And so that took a long time for it to come down there. But as you pay attention to this month of November, the market went down dramatically fast within a 28-day time frame. And we're expecting that return to go up to the upside. But nevertheless, back to the mindset aspect to have. The market goes up, the market goes down, whatever. You have the rich mindset, the patient mindset, and it's the long game no matter what. All right. Now you have the long game mindset. Now you just want to make sure that you put your seeds in the proper places. Genesis 1:28 says, be fruitful and multiply. Okay. And so the being the fruitful part is finding good soil to put our seeds in. and then letting it grow, which inevitably it will multiply. Okay. And so in the beginning, it's best to find, like I said, good fundamental companies, but you're going to be throughout the process, um, you're going to be tempted to go and find other things that are lower quality, if you would, or cheap, if you would, meaning you're going to be tempted to say, let's say you have QQQ here, which is prime to go up to $720. And then you have another company. Yeah, I've done so much research. I don't want to say none of them are sucky. Let's say Supermicro Computer, right? Supermicro Computer versus QQQ to buy one contract on the same days with the same percentage increase. Let's say today you want to buy it, you want to do your strike 15% up, and then you want to give yourself 3 to 6 months out to enter. Supermicro Computer is going to be way cheaper than that same grade of, or that same calculation of the QQQ, 3 months out, 15 up strike point. Now, when we look at those two, it's kind of like saying, I want to go buy a Honda Civic versus spending money on a Maserati. Both of them are SUVs, right? But one's going to cost a little bit more, okay? And the one that costs you a little bit more inevitably attracts more money to you. You're driving in a nice Maserati Levante, you know, you're going to get more attraction. You know, a lot of things come with that. You're driving a Honda Civic, it's the reverse. And so, in that regard, in that capacity, that's the same way that the stock markets go. You want to invest in things that are giving you good attraction. Okay. Something that we have in front of us, it says consider your time frame before making decisions. That's very important as a trader. Traders managing their investments should complete an investment analysis and trading analysis step by step with separate times because the holding period time horizons are different for each. So that's what I was just explaining to you guys in regards to the fundamentals, the sentimental, and then the technical in your approach. You do those three things, and the likelihood of you having success is extremely high. Some people like to nitpick and take 10% here, take 20% here, take 30% here, and then you have others who like to take 100% here, 200%, 500%, 1,000%, 2,000% and more. And when I say these percentages, it's not necessarily saying the whole overall portfolio. It's saying the trades that you're taking. So if you do multiple trades acquiring 1,000%, then of course inevitably your portfolio is going to grow. Now let's say you have a portfolio of what's a good number? What's a good number? What you got? Let's say you do a portfolio of 30,000 that you're starting with, right? And then you use 10% of that portfolio of 30,000, which is 3,000. And then you do one or two contracts for 3 to 6 months out. When you do that, now you're putting the time on your side, the leverage on your side, to whatever. And so, moral of the story is you have $27,000 in reserve still, and then you allow this $3,000 to do what it's supposed to do. So it's two feelings that you have to feel. One is, man, I wish I put more for this to grow faster so my account can grow more. That's one feeling. And so while your 3,000 is growing, 3,000 to 4,000, 4,000 to 5,000, 5,000 to 6,000, you doubled your money. That's 100%, right? If it goes more than that, you do 200%, then that numbers are the numbers. But it's better to have that feeling using risk management than to have the other feeling of using 90% of your portfolio or your capital for a trade, and then it goes against you and you're like, dang, I can't wait till it reverses and gives me the returns that I'm looking for. I can't wait until I'm back in the profit space or whatever the case may be, right? And so what you're doing is you're putting a lot of money in the house and you're not holding nothing in your house, right? Putting money exposed in the market, and you got to have some in the basis. And so you always want to have the heavy side down, right? You always want to have the heavy side down. So again, with the $135,000 account that we got, or that we're working on here, and with the $500,000 that we're going to get with this next client that's going to sign up with us, it makes sense to say, okay, I got 500,000. I'm going to trade with 50,000, and then I'm going to keep 450,000 in the back for dry powder, and then I give myself 150,000 to load if I need to. But therefore, it's not reverse, and it's 450,000 in the market, and you're sitting on 50,000 in your pocket because that's a lot of money blowing in the wind. When you fly in a kite, the weight needs to be at the bottom for the balance. Okay. So the same thing applies for the market, guys. When you do that constantly and consistently, that's how you go from poverty mindset to rich mindset to rich life to wealthy life, right? And then you stair step those ways up and you have what you need. Even when we go back all the way down to the budgeting part, the world is already put you in a position, depending on where you are, but if you're down here, to pay bills. So your money is accounted for to go out before you can even do what you need to do with it, right? And so you don't let the world count your pockets. You can show them, you can tell them, whatever, but you still need to keep the parameters on where your pockets are, what you got going on. So you take that concept, you bring it in the market, and you're always in a winning position. All right. Does anybody have any questions? You got what's that? I'll put it on the prompter right there. Let's see. Okay. So, oh, the phone and then mirror it up. Okay. Let's take a look here. So, will US 30 go up to 27,000 by Christmas? Um, I believe it'll do. I believe it'll do so. Things will be looking well right now. US 30 and the Nasdaq, I believe, will definitely hit up those numbers. Next question. Do I see Apple staying above 250 before years out? Yes, I do. For those who are viewing, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but the question was, do I see Apple staying above 250 before year close? I absolutely do. Apple seems like it's on the trajectory to hit 300, man. And if it does that, that'll be something new, something amazing. In the past 6 months, it went up $77. And so that's good. Now, these numbers and things that I'm telling you guys, of course, you need to click the link below to get your one-on-one coaching. If you want to buy a book and you're a super beginner, we have a booklet on there to show you guys the beginning steps in terminology and jargon that you need for beginner investing. It's not that low stuff like 1+1 is 2. It's actually give you the terminologies that you need to be able to operate in this space when we're talking about assets and things of that nature. Okay. Let's see what else you guys got. Do you think Tesla will go up more than $20 today? All right. So the question was, do I believe Tesla will go up more than $20 today? Tesla is currently at 395. I believe Tesla can go up 20, maybe $25 today. Honestly, I believe Tesla can get up to 410, 415 today. November 24th, 2025. All right, what else we got? Last one, guys. Last one. I'll take a look at it. Okay. In the past 3 weeks, Bitcoin has came from 120,000 down to 180,000. What do we expect to take place? Good question. So I believe that we can expect Bitcoin to go up at least $1,000, maybe $2,000. So I have parameters set. Bitcoin came down here to 185,000, and my parameter was 75,000 to 87,000 in that pocket. And so if it comes down, it can go down to the 75 range, but if it doesn't go down to the 75 range, it can go up, pull back around, it can go up to 87,000. It can pull back to like 86.9, and then I can see it going up to like 88,000. And when it goes up to 88,000, we just needed to close above um, 88,500 dollars for us to be more bullish on the flip to the upside for the end of the year rally, right? And so I expect that to happen later on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame for that to take place. But currently it's at 86,000. I know it can hit 88,000. We just wanted to stay above 88,000. And then of course the next goal would be 92,000. And so if you're trading Bitcoin, this is the time to get bullish and get you some profits. Master MSTR is correlated with it to some degree. I don't know what they're doing. They've been kind of on some nonsense recently, but you can still plug in with them because their basis is good and they own the most Bitcoin almost out of everybody out there in the world. And so they're inevitably gonna, go back to the upside and profit majorly. Okay. I digress. That feedback was because I invested with them at a certain point in time, and I wanted them to grow and give me what I wanted, and they gave me some. But I was rooting for them to go way farther. But I know they're going to give it to us this time around. Let's see. In Ethereum went down to like $2,000 or something like that, 2,600, 2,500. I know Ethereum's going to go back to $2,900 factually. So if you're trading Ethereum and you're in at 2,600, you want to make a nice quick sniper, you can get in 2,600 and ride it up to 2,900. Guaranteed. That's definitely going to happen. And what happens after that, we'll see. But usually when Ethereum or and the cryptos get like to hold numbers, they like to play around. So Ethereum, if it's down there, it'll probably pull back, get 3,000 or right by 3,000, do a pull back again, and then continue up to the upside. But before that part, straight shot. If you sniping, get in at 2,600, get out at 2,900. Get that $300 push. If you get in a good amount of trades, get in a good amount of lot sizes, depending on your platform. If it's MT4, Trader, whatever that you're on, you'll make a lot of profit. And then finally, if you're investing in Ethereum, that 2,500 to $3,000 range itself is a good buy points because when it flips up in the future, it goes up to 4,000, 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, and you could say you got it, under $3,000. So that's it today, guys. We prayed earlier, but before we depart, everybody else, you guys can pray, do a silent prayer. And then for those who this is the first time, we'll give you guys a prayer too. So everybody close your eyes and bow your heads. Creator, thank you for keeping us, for blessing us, for watching over us, for guiding us, for protecting us, for allowing us to be here. Thank you for getting everybody in the same room, the same place, the same space. Thank you for allowing the Houstonians to be able to flourish and survive this tornado that has came and went. Thank you for the viewers and the personnel that's arrived today, the mentees and the clients that came today and paid for these seats to have made it here safely. Thank you for them to have learned what they've learned, gained the skills that they've gained, and taken notes on what they've taken. And when they depart from this place, allow them to prosper, push them to prosper. They will prosper and be abundant and sufficient in the things that they do. The information that you have given to me and shown to me throughout my time has been definitely beneficial. I know it's a lot of traders and investors and people of such out there, but thank you for giving me the skill set and the ability to be able to learn this, profit from it, benefit from it, and teach others as well. Um, allow your hearers to be great, and of course, allow your doers to prosper and be abundant forever. In the name of your Son, thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. All right, guys, it was a pleasure to have you here today. I hope everybody gets home safely. I know you will. I am. And I hope everybody makes profits, major profits, 1,000% return, 20,000% return, 10,000% return, increases, etc. I am. So, with that being said, you guys have a prosperous day. Bye for now. See you at the top.